Bill and Mary had only been married for a year when Mary was suddenly taken ill. It all happened very quickly and without warning. Mary just woke up one Sunday morning and told her husband she felt terrible. The evening before, they had been out at the pictures. On the way home, they had stopped off for fish and chips at the local shop. It had been just a normal Saturday evening. But when she woke up the next day, Mary said she felt awful. "Where does it hurt?" Bill asked. He was very worried. Mary had never been ill before. "It's my stomach," said his poor wife. So Bill went downstairs to make the cup of tea. "You'll feel better after the cup of tea," he said to his wife. But Mary didn't feel better. She couldn't even drink the tea. So Bill went downstairs again to phone for a doctor. Because it was Sunday, it was difficult to find a doctor. Bill rang and rang, but no one seemed to be at home. Then she rang the local hospital and got the name and the telephone number of a doctor who were working that day. When Bill phoned, the doctor was at home. "It's my wife," said Bill. "She got terrible pains in her stomach." The doctor asked where Bill and Mary lived and said he would be there over an hour because he lived on the other side of the town. Luckily, he had no other patients to visit. Just under an hour later, the doctor arrived in his car. He was a big man, about 35 years old, and carried a large black bag. Bill took him upstairs to the bedroom. "If you don't mind, I'd like to see your wife alone," the doctor said. Oh, yes, of course," Bill answers politely. The doctor walked into the bedroom and closed the door. Bill stood waiting nervously outside. He heard the doctor say, "Good morning," to his wife and asked her some questions. Then there was silence. After a couple of minutes, the door opened and the doctor came out. "I wonder if you could lend me a large knife," he asked. "A very sharp knife, please, if you got it." Bill rushed downstairs and brought back the big knife they used for cutting the meat. "Thank you," said the doctor, and went back into the bedroom, closing the door behind him. Again, there was silence for a couple of minutes. Then the doctor suddenly came out again. This time, he asked for a hammer. Bill was very nervous by now, but he ran downstairs and came back with the hammer. Again, the doctor went back into the room and closed the door behind him. 5 minutes later, the door opened and the doctor came out again. "I'm sorry," he said, "but I'm afraid I need a large saw." "A saw?" shouted Bill. "For the love of God, doctor! Shouldn't my wife go to the hospital for something as serious as this? What's wrong with her anyway?" "I've really no idea," said the doctor. "I'm still trying to get my back open